back here with head coach Scott Nagy as our IBEW Local 702 postgame show rolls along. Belmont wins it 73-68 here over the Salukis as it's time for our CMC Mitchell and Associates coach's interview, and his comments are always brought to you here by Coach Scott Nagy. Coach, let's just, and again, another tight game that you are in with your group. It seems like it's every night we come to the arena, it's always going to come down to the final possessions. What did you feel really tonight specifically when your team had that 5-point lead at the under 4-minute media timeout? That was the difference in the final 4 minutes tonight. Yeah,
and they went zone, and we've got a young guard out there that we actually had a really good possession. The second possession, we got a great shot. It just didn't go in. And then we called a timeout. And they went back man, and Jalen thought they were in zone. I was trying to get him into something, and really we just need him to take the ball and go after him. But there are reasons, like you got a 5-point lead like that. It's 2 games in a row at home that we've given those games away, and trying to get these guys. I mean, our guys are playing hard, man. We just took a team that's a great offensive team and just battled our tails off, and trying to get a program over the hump is the hardest thing. I walk up on the mezzanine every day when it's cold out, and I look at all those pictures up there, and it's been 18 years. There's not a picture up there that's not 18 years old, and it just takes a while to get a program completely over that hump and thinking differently for everybody, for the coaching staff, for the players, for the administration, for the fans. It's been a long time, and we're going to get it. I mean, our kids are playing their tail off, and if you just want to look at the record, people can do that. But last year there were several games we weren't even in. This is not the problem. Like it doesn't matter who we're playing in this league. We're already competing. We're there. We've just got to get our guys over the hump and believing. And right now it's hard. We beat them up with a schedule that was bananas early, and so they're down on their luck, and trying to get them to understand how hard they're playing, and just to clean a few things up, and we'll be fine.
Coach, how big was Drew Steffi, especially in the first half, he knew that, hey, he's been struggling coming into it, but I felt him using his physicality, getting to the rim, made things so much easier for him, and then getting to the free throw line was massive in the second half for your group.
We shot a lot of free throws and shot them better, 17 for 20, which you'd be happy with almost any night. But Drew was much more aggressive, much more confident, and I think with Kelron out, we needed somebody else to be. Mayo just didn't have it tonight. He was a little bit flat, and so I thought Jalen and Drew played really well.
Coach, you're down 8 at halftime. What was the message? Because your team really responded to get this thing tied up in 10 minutes.
We knew defensively we were doing a good job. We missed some wide open layups basically, and so again we just didn't want them to let the offense affect the defense, and I thought our guys did a good job of that. I thought Coach Hawkins had a good game plan. We've taken a team that really lives off the three and done a good job with them in both games. We just weren't good enough offensively tonight.
I don't want this to be like kissing your sister, but man, when you hold Lungblade and no points, you got to give some people some credit. What was going on to hold a future NBA player to a goose egg?
We did a good job on him last time. They have other really good players, though. That's the problem.
Yep.
And, Mayo was on him most of the time. I thought Max did a nice job on him. It's just it takes a whole team effort.
Obviously tonight Belmont's bench was really big in this game, and you obviously, you brought up Calron, of course, not playing, Isaiah Stafford being out. That really does affect your bench to that standpoint, but what do you feel was the difference with some big guys from their bench? As you said, they got a lot of really good players that proved to be a really pivotal difference.
With Q out and Zay out, I mean, they just have more people that can score the ball. And, we just have some guys in there. They're not guarding at all. It makes it difficult to run any kind of offense and get a decent shot. But, it's not normal to have 2 guys in the 20s and nobody else in double digits. Not for one of our teams, but that's where we had to rely on those guys pretty heavily. And really, we did a good job. I mean, they went zone because they couldn't guard us and they were fouling us, and so we did a good job.
Davion has been terrific for you for most of the season. It seemed like when you had a redefinition there right at the start of conference play, he's changed his role. It seemed it's been hard to get him back. He had moments of flashes of himself tonight, but him not getting in the scoring column, what can you do to get him going?
You know, what we have to do to get him going is get in the open court. That's where he's at his best, is on the fast break, much better than if we're in the half court, because people, tend to play in off of him. They're not letting him cut right now, and so that's where he needs to get his points. We need to make teams miss, and we need to go.
Don't want the night to go by either that Jalen Haynes, of course, makes his first start. You guys have seen it since the summer, Coach Nagy, and what this young man can do for your program. 22 points for him, 4 assists. There's always going to be growing pains for a freshman, but you saw the optimism tonight and what you guys see in him and his potential can be down the road.
Yeah, and it's, again, when, people play how they view themselves, and so he views himself coming off the bench and he sees himself one way, and now all of a sudden he's starting. He sees himself another way, and what we saw tonight is what we've seen a lot from him.
No question, the last 2 games, Coach Nagy, we talked about it. These games come down to the end. You got to get that execution late in games. How would you just say how you describe your team late in games right now and what you want to see that flip here as you hit the road to Valpo?
Well, and you got to make some shots, too. Like, we got a couple wide open shots, and so the execution's been good. It really has. But we've got to make some timely shots. And we had, against their zone, we got 2 great looks. And, we missed both of them. And so, that's been a struggle of ours, just to make shots. You go back in the Drake game, you come to this game, you just make a couple shots, and everybody's running around thinking we're the best team. And that's all it is. That's the difference. But the effort our kids are giving is all the same, and that's what I'm most pleased by.
Coach, you didn't ask me to do this, but I'm going to do it anyways. Appreciate you always, regardless of the outcome, coming out and talking to us and answering our questions, because there were times this week, not going to name the program and who it was, but some head coaches have missed their post game within our league after tough losses. You never do, and I know you don't want that. I know that's not what you want me to say here, but I hope our fans, and I know we do, we appreciate as tough as some of these games have been. You're always out here and you never dodge us.
Well, these moments like this are when you earn your pay, really, and our job now is to try to keep our guys heads up, and there's always 2 options. You feel sorry for yourself and roll up in a ball, or you fight, and so I just don't want this to break. I really think, and I told our players this, that if they'll hang in there, we will look back on this and see the blessings that are going to come from it. And I really do believe that. So I've seen it in my life, and I know I look back on times like this, and I'm very thankful for them.
Coach, appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.